Well, we showed you yesterday more than 1,000 union workers at Blue Cross Blue Shield who are also represented by the UAW remain on strike.
So now imagine you work at BCBS and your spouse works for one of the auto companies and you're both UAW. Megan Woods has the story of a family that could feel the strike impact more than others. Megan.
That's right. A lot of families are on the edge of their seat right now because they could see double the impact. So we spoke to a woman who plans to be right back here at Blue Cross Blue Shield tomorrow, striking with her coworkers. And depending on what happens tonight, her husband could also be on strike tomorrow.
You know, you hope for the best. You try to prepare for the worst, but there's really no way to prepare for this.
This Metro Detroit woman wants to remain anonymous, but says her family is feeling the impact already.
Even now, just going to the grocery store, you really are more conscious of the pricing. What do you need? What do you actually need? What's a need versus a want?
And with time ticking on whether or not her husband, who works for Stellantis, will also strike, makes getting by even trickier.
The first thing that we did was sit down and look at our bills, sit down and looked at what's a need versus a want, and looked at long term. Short term, we're calling the immediate people that we need to call, making like our car companies, our credit card companies, our mortgage company aware of what's immediately happening. We may be late. This is what's going on.
No contract, no work. And as difficult as it may be to live off $500 a week from each of them for however long, they believe what they are striking for is worth it. She says coming out of the pandemic, the contracts from all of these companies are significant.
You would hope that coming out of the pandemic, the thing that we would have learned most is to cherish people over profits, and it just doesn't seem that way.
No work. Blue Cross Blue Shield did release a statement referring to their contingency plans and warning customers that, yes, there may be longer wait times if you call, and saying, quote, "We encourage our members and customers to use our online and app-based services during this period, and we regret the inconvenience caused by this situation, which we desire to resolve quickly, consistent with the spirit of collective bargaining with our partners at the UAW," end quote. And so if you want to read that full statement, we'll have that on clickondetroit.com. Back to you.
There's a lot of other information there on the website. All right, Megan, we appreciate it.
Speaking of websites, clickondetroit.com is the resource that we would recommend for staying on top of this constantly evolving story.
You'll see the latest UAW strike updates on the home page, but we're also collecting a variety of stories at clickondetroit.com/UAW strike 2023. We're adding live updates to the main story with the newest developments at the top. There's also important information on strike pay for UAW members, a look back at the 2019 strike, and a look at the demands the union has laid out.
And as I mentioned earlier, this story is changing by the hour, if not by the minute. So don't forget, if you have downloaded the Click on Detroit mobile app, you can have strike updates delivered right to your phone whenever they happen, alert style. Be sure to wake up with Jason, Rhonda, and the rest of the morning crew to get the real feel of what's happening with the UAW contract and possible strike. We'll have you covered starting at 4:30 a.m. tomorrow morning.